Hello and welcome to the Irresponsible Comicbook Podcast. My name is Evan Bergstrom. I am joined by my two co-hosts today.
I'm William. Good to see you guys here.
I'm Dylan.
Hey guys, how's it going? So today we are talking about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Episode 1. Don't mind the delay. We have a snowstorm here in Colorado, so the internet's a little funky, so if everybody's responses are very delayed, like worse than a news timer reaction, then that's why you're seeing that. Um, but essentially, we're going to do a deep dive today into what we think is going to happen in the first episode of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I have a couple specific questions that I'm going to have them answer. Awesome. So our first question today, it goes to Dylan first. I'm going to ask you guys, where do we really start off in the Falcon and Winter Soldier? We've been told in a couple interviews that it starts off very fast-paced and there's an action scene to open it up. What's that going to look like, Dylan?
I think the action scene that we start off with is actually going to be the semi-truck action scene fight from the trailers that we've seen. Just based off of like the costumes that I've seen them in, it seems like that Sam or the Falcon is still wearing his costume from Endgame or Affinity Wars, and this Winter Soldier kind of looks the same as well. They will probably eventually get new Captain America inspired looks throughout the series, but I do think that it is going to be the semi-truck fight that we pretty much start the series off.
Yeah.
Probably chasing after the introduction of what looks to be that group of people that are like trying to use Captain America's name to be what's the name for them? Terrorists. In America.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good theory. How about you, Nightwolf? What do you think?
What I think, probably I'll agree with Dylan here. We might get the truck scene, but I kind of think that we might be able to see, events happening, like where they start off, like where they went after the end of Endgame.
Okay.
Let's see where they went to. How long has it been? Has it been weeks? Has it been months? Also, I am looking forward to it as well. With who are these guys? Where we see what's that old man's name? General Ross, I think. The one that we have discussed. See if he plays a menacing role. Is he gonna sabotage Falcon or Soldier or whoever? Is he behind these guys? Is he with Zemos? Maybe, who knows? But yeah,
Wow.
I look forward to it. But yeah, I believe we're gonna start with maybe the memorial for Cap, or if he's still around, hopefully. Because he's old man Rogers now.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
He is. That's a very good
General
point.
Ross actually brings up a lot of questions for me.
I really didn't even think of that. That's a very good point. I never once thought, well, General Ross kind of hates the Avengers. He could have a very large role in this. I don't know if I've seen him build on the cast at all, but I could only assume that if there's terrorists involved and somebody as prevalent as Bucky Barnes, that he would be around to deal with some of that.
Yeah, and also let's not forget that he also tried to control the
with the Sokovia Accords.
Well, and that didn't work out that well in Civil War.
Nope, it
he
did
tried
not.
hard to arrest them. That's what he made both. Yep, he made him almost wanted pretty much. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's somewhere. He's scheming something though. He's trying to be sus. He's really sus.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the introduction.
Well, it could bring up.
Go for it.
Oh, go on, Evan.
No, you go.
Well, that could also bring up who he is in the comics. He is in the comics the Red Hulk.
Yep.
So is he?
Yes. So there's a good chance that they. Well, I guess maybe not a good chance, but there's a chance that they do try to incorporate another Hulk, especially since Banner or Green Hulk or Grey Hulk, however he's being referred to right now, is in the process of trying to recoup his arm.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just go a little off.
Go. What were you gonna say, Nightwolf?
Also, too, I think they're also, even though a little off topic, what's it
Yeah.
called? They were all, of course they could do Red Hulk in the future as well with She-Hulk, with the
Yep.
She-Hulk series or movie I think coming
Yeah.
soon as well. So we might be able to see him. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing at least a peek of him,
Absolutely. Yeah, this could
becoming
be this could be the way they tie him in for sure.
him be with General Ross. Yeah, I think. Go.
I was just saying
Definitely.
that's how they could tie him in.
Yeah, Griff.
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to this ride. But yeah, hopefully Go ahead.
Yeah, so I just want to make a point that WandaVision kind of started out a little weird. They filmed Vision and Wanda driving in on the car, and that was like the opening scene. And we kind of like had these steps back as we delved further into the story and realized that Wanda had created it all, and that this was just some television show she was prompting. And we're going to have some other WandaVision related content up on the channel here soon. But I wonder if we're going to get like this weird initial like fight scene, the action scene that they said they are going to open with a bang. And then we're slowly going to back up and see the bigger picture of what's going on. Maybe I think that's probably a good guess. And they're going to try and copy that formula for the TV shows.
They could also try to Tarantino it, where you get the big fight at the start, and then you figure out how it happened.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like this is I bet you wonder how I'm here kind of moment, and then you flash back to all the events actually happening. That could be the fight scene on the trailer or the giant trucks. Yeah, that'd be hilarious. What a way to start it.
Or they could just start instantly with them being on the plane already.
That kind of makes me want to look to see who the primary writer and directors were.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and take a look real quick. I'm gonna start the next question off with William here.
Kind of see who.
Yeah, William. How long do you think? Obviously, I think that Sam's gonna struggle with taking the actual role of Captain America. He's doing the speech in the final trailer that they just did, where he says, "Being this shield and this identity means more to a lot of people." And even Bucky said that. How long do you think it's going to really take for him to accept himself as Captain America, even though he's been gifted that role by Steve Rogers?
Well, I think, pretty much, what I personally believe that this whole series is him, hitting the right to have the shield, and I think it's going to take him maybe towards, like, the end of the series, or maybe, if they want to cheese it, which I hope they don't, they do it, like, in the first, 5 or 4 episodes, and then boom, here he got the shield. Maybe they save that big moment for him at the end of the series, like the final episode or whatever. Because I feel like from the trailers that I saw or again, it doesn't have the shield right away until maybe at that final moment when he really takes it. Because like we said before, Ross or some other government from the U.S. are going to try to take the shield away from him and say, this is ours, this is government property.
Yeah, absolutely. There's the scene in the latest trailer that actually shows like the memorial of Captain America, and it has his bike and his uniform and the shield there, as if it's like the museum, similar to the one that you see him go back and visit. I wonder if there is somebody like Ross or some government agency or Sword or somebody who's keeping that there for whatever reason, and that maybe he steals the shield, and maybe that's why he has Sharon Rogers on his tail. Who knows?
I don't know if he would have stole the shield, because Captain physically passed it to him.
Yeah.
It's probably a replica that they have in the museum.
That would make sense.
I think so.
Just based off of my reading, it looks like this series is only going to be 6 episodes.
Wow, really? Only 6?
So everything's gonna only 6. The 6-episode Odd Couple series from Malcolm Spielman and Carrie Soglin will premiere on Disney Plus. Blah blah blah.
Interesting. Well, that's very very important, because we just got word today.
With my timeline, what I thought they were gonna do.
Yeah, there was like a report that came out just today even that Kevin Feige himself has said that they are planning season 2 of some of these Disney Plus series. So if this is only 6 episodes, it would make sense that they're going to let other events unfold in the movies and that they would bring back Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan for another season. Whereas WandaVision felt like more of like a complete story and they could end it there if they needed to, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Six episodes is not much.
Like an origin story.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it really was just a like recreation of the Scarlet Witch origin story.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which was done fantastic, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Dylan, do you have any varying opinions on?
What I'm hoping for is that these episodes be about.
Especially with that new news, do you think that it's going to take less or more time for him to accept that?
Well, with my my original timetable, it will probably be a lot sooner than I originally thought.
Mm-hmm.
So he's definitely going to accept the role of Captain, or maybe not call himself Captain America, but start acting like Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
I originally thought that he was going to take him probably 4 or 5 episodes to kind of really accept the mantle onto himself.
Yeah.
But with us knowing that it's going to be an expedited series, I feel like him probably episode 2. I would guess these are probably going to be an hour-long episodes, though.
Yeah.
If it's only going to be 6 episodes long.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So,
I think
there probably will be a lot of backlash if they're not an hour long.
Yeah, I think the runtime for the first episode is, I want to say it was 47 minutes, 46, 47 minutes. So it's definitely going to be longer than WandaVision was. That's the same length as the finale, and okay. I'm assuming the credits will still be as long as they were, just how they did the credits, with every single language.
Oh,
so. Yeah, no, I would say that it's probably going to be in the first episode that we see him accept that role as Captain America. It doesn't seem like they'd play it out any longer than it needs to be, especially if there's like, if Steve, there's a thought that Steve might die, based on the title of the first episode and some of the scenes and the wording of some of the trailers. So if that's the case, it's got to be really quick. I would only guess that they would have to get that out of the way very quickly, because otherwise it doesn't feel like it'll be done in time, and the payoff will be too late. Yeah.
Sure, I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
What is the first item in that one?
It's Rip Capped.
Yeah, it's supposed to. Yeah, it's supposed to. Yeah,
probably passed away in the first
exactly.
Episode.
Yeah, and my next question is.
Old age finally got to him, pretty much.
My next question is pretty dumb considering the title now. This is a question I wrote last week, but it's will we get a Captain America cameo, and if so, when? And on top of that, will it be in a casket? What do we think, boys? Dylan, I'll let you go first on that one.
Well, so my original answer to this was going to be yes and no. Anyways, so my original answer was Sam will say he is Captain America eventually in the show, but
yeah,
as far as like Steve Rogers, I think it will be a no overall, unless it's in flashbacks.
Okay.
Because they're not getting Steve or Chris Evans just for like to show him in a casket. Like,
yeah,
no.
That's something that they can PG.
Yeah.
But like, if they're going to have any kind of Steve Rogers / Chris Evans in the show, I think it's going to be recycled footage or footage that they just never used in the movie.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
They originally did it. But I was kind of trying to be a little tongue-in-cheeky when I said, will we see a Captain America cameo? My thought was like, well, yeah, of course we will, because Sam's going to say he's Captain America. Oh, clever answer. I like that.
we will see Captain America. We will see a Captain America most likely. Alrighty, what do you think, William? Do you think we'll see Captain America?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I believe so. Like, but since the episode 1 kind of fucked us over, but so rest in peace, Cap.
Rest in peace, Cap.
Whatever. But yeah, I do believe we might see him. But like as Dylan said, we might see flashback. We might see flashbacks of him, or maybe films that he see. But
yeah,
I was kind of hoping maybe we have like, at least a small cameo of Old Man Rogers before he, sadly passed away and whatnot in the MCU.
Yeah, I think that if we do see him pass away, that I would hope that it's an open casket. If it's a closed casket, that kind of leaves a lot open for interpretation and kind of will send us on a wild goose chase, kind of like what we all did with Quicksilver and Mephisto with WandaVision. But I really do like the idea of a flashback scene. They could show extra footage from like after Winter Soldier in an extra conversation that we didn't get to see between those two, or something like that along those lines. Or maybe I don't know what else we could see that would be very interesting, but I could definitely see him doing something like that, a flashback scene. That'd be cool.
What makes me think of when it's going to take place? Because we kind of already asked that.
Yeah.
But like, what is it? So WandaVision was 3-4 weeks, whatever it was, after the end of Endgame.
Yep.
Spider-Man Far From Home was supposed to be like 6 months. You correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe you're right.
Maybe?
It might have been even 3 to 6.
Might be... Well, regardless, it's gonna have to be taking place after Far From Home.
Okay.
Because that whole thing was Peter Parker taking over the mantle, quote unquote, taking over the mantle of Iron Man.
Yep. Yep.
So, with Steve Rogers dying, essentially, that would be huge news, and they probably wouldn't have not had any form of at least small spoiler in the movie. When the whole movie was about
Tony
Iron Man dying.
Yep.
So it should take place after Far From Home, probably a month or two afterwards.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I think so.
That would make sense.
Pretty much like.
Yeah.
It should take maybe at least a good couple months or so from the timeline of when Endgame officially ended, and everyone goes their own separate paths afterwards. They're no longer have to be a team anymore and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure. Hopefully they explain a little bit of the timeline for us, because sometimes Marvel doesn't explain the timeline, like where they've been these past whatever weeks or months or years.
Yeah.
After this certain events.
Yeah, that's
Step your game up, bro.
Step your game up, Marvel. Yeah, that actually. So we're approaching our last. We're approaching our last question here, but I feel like the timeline would really have a big implication on this kind of question. Is if it is that far out, obviously the main villain of this series is going to be Zemo, and we haven't seen him since the end of Civil War, and he's been locked up or who knows what. They haven't really said much about him, but what happened to him? Like, how has he escaped prison? Is it I know that you guys probably have some theories about when it happened, how it happened. Did he get blipped? Did he come back from the blip and that's how he got away? There's a lot to explore there, and especially if it's 3 to 6 months after everybody coming back. How much has he accomplished, so let's start with William.
Alright, well, I personally believe Zemo's probably didn't get blipped, and I think he's like one of the main villains, one of the villains that survived the blip. And
Okay.
he was probably gonna get transferred into his cell, or everything just went complete shutdown in his cell, and then he had the opportunity to just clear.
Okay, yeah.
Escape, and then that's why everyone's wondering where the hell he went to, or where the hell is he, who's doing this and that. Everyone got re-blipped here by everything else.
Wow.
And as for him being the main villain, I don't think he's gonna be one of the main villains. I think he's just gonna be like a side villain. I think the main villain right now, what I personally believe is Mephisto.
Stop it. I knew you were going to do that. I was like, there's no way he said that Baron Zemo was going to be the side villain. You mother. Oh, that's good. Wow. You're crazy. Mephisto train. Mephisto 2021.
I know, but
Gosh.
exactly. But in all seriousness, though, I think besides Zemos, I think Ross might have a bit of a role as well.
Yeah.
As a villain in the Falcon. With the whole U.S. government,
Yeah.
trying to take claim of who's gonna be the next Captain America with the whole super soldier serum, and that's gonna be the main focus. So our government, well, not really our government, but the U.S. government in the Marvel universe,
Our government.
as usual.
Our current United States government. Okay, so just to make note, you think he didn't get blipped, and then, okay, Dylan, what do you think?
So I think Zemo might not be the main villain, but he's going to be a major part.
Oh yeah.
He could be just kind of sticking his fingers into this other organization and doing kind of what he does and kind of brainwash a little bit. But as far as like if he was blipped or not, I actually do believe he was blipped. I've a couple theories on that. He could have been in a cell and got blipped, and then like a plane or something came down and crashed his cell while he was gone, and then when he came back, his cell hadn't been reformed or like remade, of course, and then so he's able to escape there. But that's only a side theory, kind of. The one that I think is probably more correct is he was going to be transferred to the raft, highly intelligent person who really deserves to be in the raft.
Yeah.
Just based off of what he did to the Winter Soldier. And we've already seen the raft in the MCU. So what I think happened is he was in process of being trapped when the blip happened. Everyone in the helicopter that they were using, or I guess it would be maybe one of the SHIELD Twinjets, were blipped out. And then when the Hulk blipped them back in with the snap, there was only 2 or 3 people that Zemo had to disarm / basically get away from. And we have seen that he is at least somewhat of a competent fighter. He may not be the best fighter, but he's at least competent.
Yep, absolutely.
And so he could disarm somebody, take the weapon that person had, kill the other 2, or at least the other one, and then he has free reign to run off however he wants.
Absolutely.
Well, it's going to be pretty easy to do that.
Oh yeah.
He's
showing up on a random beach.
I say he's very crafty as a fighter. He could be crafty.
As far as an idea, when I was listening to William talk, we haven't seen the end of Scarlet Witch Black Widow, because that's their whole thing. Like, they haven't released it yet.
Yep.
It should have been released by now. It wasn't. So maybe there's a end credit scene where Taskmaster gets away from where he is. And Taskmaster is the main villain of this series.
Wow.
Ooh, that would be dope.
With Zemo as like a cohort or something.
Wow.
Because Taskmaster is a original Captain America villain.
Yeah, he is. You're right.
That would be dope. I would definitely agree with that. If he does make an appearance.
That'd be crazy. I feel like that would almost, because they haven't released the movie, that would kind of spoil the end of it, though, wouldn't it? The end of the Black Widow movie.
Maybe, but like, maybe they just added something to it, because the movie has taken so long to come out.
Yeah. That is one thing that
that they're like, well, let's just this will hype people, like.
Yeah, no, it would get people more excited to go see it for sure, especially seeing him in action against a potential, in some people's eyes, a bigger threat between the two of them. between Sam and Bucky. Wow, I didn't even. Yeah, wow. That's big. I didn't even think of that. For me, when it comes to to Zemo, I literally have no words. That's big. Yeah, when it comes to Zemo though, for me, I think that he did probably get blipped. And I do like the prison theory that like he escapes from prison when he comes back, or that the prison was destroyed completely. That the facility was destroyed, all the inmates were moved somewhere else, and then when he spawns back in from the snap, that he has his whole crew there, and that's maybe this. I don't know necessarily. It's kind of a stretch to say that this is the crew that we're seeing in all these fights and these action scenes from the trailers, but it could be. That's the closest thing I got, really. The Taskmaster thing's gonna throw me off. I'm gonna think about that all night.
Yeah.
Wow. It's yeah.
Hey, that's why it's an Irrational Comicbook Podcast, you know?
We're out there. The main villain of this series is actually
I don't know the name of
Tony Stank.
their group.
Tony Stank. He's the villain.
The group's name is Tony.
Yep. I don't think they've announced who this group they're going to be fighting actually is. I think they've kind of kept it under the wraps to try and keep it.
No, like, I really don't think they have either.
Yeah, I think they've tried to keep it.
Because
I also feel like they aren't very established.
The mask with the handprints as well.
Yeah. I feel like they're not super established. I think that's probably something that Zemo, the outfit maybe is something that Zemo came up with, but the girl who Sam is apparently talking to in that last trailer, who's behind some of the attacks, she seems like she doesn't really know like where she stands morally, and maybe that's because that's the reason why that the crew from the inmates that returned makes sense, is because maybe she just came back and she was like on the path to redemption, but she's been given this opportunity to make it big by Zemo, and is almost being pressured or brainwashed by him to. I mean, that's again a stretch, but that's what we do here. So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, so I also feel like it could be ex-military, kind of like Punisher style.
Yeah.
True.
That's a good point. It could be.
If you look at like costumes that the people are wearing, they look like they're trying to be American patriots.
Yeah, they do. Absolutely.
Or it could be a failed super soldier serums. Maybe test subject, not like failed. But like,
Yeah.
Like what they did with in the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
They have those others.
Very directly tied to the series. Yeah.
Well, it is known that they have tried to make multiple serums.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
They could also maybe potentially be trying to do the Hydra Captain America. I doubt it, but
that would be insane if they did.
The clone that comes in
and then it's a scroll.
Yeah.
If they did, that would be the ultimate plot twist.
Hydra Cap and then a scroll.
Well, I mean, scrolls are going to be big in this next year.
Yeah, they are. You're right.
No, very yet. Mephisto.
Stop it.
We do know that the scrolls are going to be pretty prevalent in this next.
They are.
What is it? Phase.
We have a Secret Invasion series. You just posted some.
All about scroll.
You just posted some of that in the new casting in the Discord. Do they say what his role is going to be, or just what did the article say?
This guy, what is his name? Let's do it real quick.
Yeah, pull it back up real quick.
Kinsley Ben Adri.
Mm-hmm.
I probably don't have that last name completely correct.
That's okay.
But it is said that he is supposed to be the main villain.
Interesting.
For the TV show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can get into that another time. That's a whole other basket of eggs to crack open. Anyways, I think that just about sums up our conversation today about the first episode. Obviously, we're going to be watching it here in a couple days. It's the 16th. It comes out on the 18th. So we're going to be watching that, obviously. We'll probably put out a couple videos. with our reactions to it, and then we'll be talking again next week around this time with our theories for episode 2 and where they're taking the series from there, and just seeing where it goes from there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm pretty hyped for this.
Yeah. Overall, I'm hyped with this. There's gonna be a lot more action and whatnot, more boots to the ground type of.
Absolutely.
No, I'm super excited. For that Ross idea has got me going.
Yeah, that Ross idea came out of nowhere. The
government and Ross are up to something.
The Taskmaster. They've been too quiet for too long.
Well, we'll see if we'll see if younger Ross has any series like prevalence as well.
Yeah.
The son that was in Black Panther.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if he has any kind of things going on as well.
Probably. So. There's a chance. Yeah. Well, I think that's everything we've got.
What do you think?
Never mind. We got more.
Did Ross ever get blimped or no?
Oh, good question.
So I don't think Commander Ross got blipped. I think he's been around the whole time.
I'm not so sure about that. I would say that he probably did get blipped because Natasha and Okoye and Captain Marvel were all they had that hologram scene in Endgame where right before she had like the sandwich scene with Cap where they were all talking about stuff and out doing missions out in space and without any seemingly supervision from the government. So it makes me want to say that Ross got blipped and that after or maybe he turned in a new leaf, and saw what Thanos could actually do and what Tony was really trying to prepare for, and that he realized he got in the way, and maybe that's also something that pushes him to become the Red Hulk, and he wants powers so that he can be more accountable in the future. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah. I don't know.
Or he could just become.
That's a good theory. I'm still kind of leaning towards the idea of him not being blipped and then just kind of going underground to try to build up his his rise. Like he's already a general. Like
yeah, absolutely. He's already as powerful as it gets.
High up there, but maybe like we don't really know anything in the background of what happened with the people being blipped. Like he could have been trying to go all Lex Luthor and become president.
True.
Like,
yeah.
So
that's very viable. That's something he would do.
He wants control over everything.
He does. He's very big on control.
So.
Yeah. Well, jeez.
Because he wants to say, hey, you guys are under me, and that's all. And he can just release them whenever he wants to say, okay, you guys don't like my way, then here, I'm going to send these guys to, finish you off or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I think for WandaVision, we had the Mephisto train, and now for...
I kind of feel like we might get,
Falcon and Winter Soldier, we have the General Ross train. Red Hulk train. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Red Hulk, yeah, I wouldn't mind. But I feel like maybe here's one day more theory. I think we might get maybe his version of the Suicide Squad.
Well, yeah.
Him from his own badass.
What is the Marvel Suicide Squad called? I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called the Outlaws.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, some Outlaws or I think I don't know.
One project I think that we almost indefinitely would see General Ross.
I think Ross would be perfect for that role.
Yeah, if we don't see Ross in this series, I feel like we would definitely almost see him in Armor Wars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yep.
They're called Thunderbolt.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Thunderbolt. Okay.
I think the Outlaws is the group that the Red Hood is supposed to be kind of.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I
think you're right actually. Oops. Names are confusing. Let's move on from that.
Who does control the
It has to be
Thunderbolts?
Ross. There's no one else.
Yeah,
There's no one else with that
Thunder
anger or power
General
to have those type of superiority.
General Thunderbolt Ross. It's him, for sure.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, just looking at the lineup for who the Thunderbolts are, Taskmaster is one of them.
Oh,
Oh,
so maybe that is what they're setting up.
So,
A Thunderbolt
if
series.
they are trying to do.
Who
Yeah,
else? Who else is on that? Who else is on
maybe.
that team? Out of curiosity,
please.
because I'm not
They're
super
cracking the
familiar with
case.
them. Because we might have to do a deep dive video onto this.
So, Taskmaster, the Rhino, looks like Phantom, or somebody who's a Phantom-esque looking guy. Let me see if I can pull up a better
Just a.
list here.
I guess I should look this up later if we're gonna. We don't have to dive too deep into it, but is Joe Manganiello returning for Spider-Man as Flash, or because I know he's also Deathstroke. I'm pretty sure it was Joe Manganiello who played.
Joe Manganiello.
Oh, I can't say his name. I'm sorry. Joe Manganiello. My bad. Rest in peace. Like I said, names are hard.
Did he play in Spider?
Didn't he play Flash? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
Oh,
in
Flash
Toby
Gordon.
Maguire's. Yeah.
No, so he played Flash Gordon in the original Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so the people who are coming in on this new Spider-Man movie are going to be
Alfred Molina.
Doc Ock,
Yep.
Tobey Maguire, and
Yep. Jamie Foxx from
what's his
Electro,
face?
Amazing
Jamie
Spider-Man.
Foxx,
Yeah.
Electro,
Yeah.
the,
Electro.
Andrew Garfield ones.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's all that's confirmed, though. I saw some rumors that
Yeah, that's all.
they were trying to bring back more people than that, but that's also probably Screen Rant just ranting, about things they want to see that aren't actually happening yet. That tends to happen with them. So,
The big
Oh,
rumor.
look at here. Barno Zemo, or Helmut Zemo, is also a member of the Thunderbolts.
oh yeah, we're getting a Thunderbolt series for sure.
Fixer, Paul Norbert, Ebersol,
Yeah.
Moonstone, Songbird, and Atlas
Oh, okay.
are all members of Thunderbolt.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
Or at least current members. of
yeah,
Thunderbolt.
we're gonna have
Yeah,
to
we're
see.
definitely gonna get a Thunderbolt thing.
I feel
Especially
like
if Zemo's in here, whether they have Taskmaster, he
Yeah.
might not be in the series, but
yeah, that's probably a good setup though, especially since they haven't
that
shown
chick
any of
that-
Ross.
That's with Zemo could be.
Songbird.
Yeah, the
That
the
sounds-
one girl that talks to Sam
Yeah,
could be Songbird.
that would make a lot of sense. She's a redhead.
Uh,
Oh, it's all coming together. It's all coming together. So is this series being hijacked by Ross
Yeah, we're
then from
cracking
behind the
case,
scenes?
boys. We're
We're
cracking
here.
the case.
We one session. Sit down. Look at this. We're this is why we call ourselves irresponsible. Oh God. Oh, I have a visitor here.
Yep.
Give me about
We just figured everything
5
out.
minutes, sir.
We just figured everything out. We got you, Marvel. It's over.
Oh yeah, you're good, buddy.
It's over.
Sweet.
just wait.
Alrighty.
What is it? Wait till April 9th when everything we just said is 100% correct.
April 9th.
Even our contradictory.
Oh boy. It's
That's
jeez.
like, what's today's date? The 16th?
Today's the 16th. April 9th is
so
technically
April 9th, if it is only a
would be
6-episode series,
1, 2, 3, 4.
is episode 4. So episode 23, or
Or
April 23rd.
April 23rd is when
should be the
when we'll be proven right. Thunderbolt setup. I would be amazed. I actually wouldn't be. I feel like we're on the right path here. We have some valid points that I don't think we came up with until 10 minutes ago, but we got it. So we're here.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah,
always
we-
good to kind of talk things through, you know. So
Yeah.
Yeah. We always crack the codes, bro. Like, we know better.
We got
Thunderbolts
this.
is a very good thing to put on Disney Plus. It doesn't seem like it would be a movie, especially since like
Oh yeah, no.
that's the one thing that DC really has is the supervillain squad.
Yeah, the
Like,
Suicide Squad 2 is coming out soon.
It makes a lot of sense for the Thunderbolts to be a Disney Plus TV show,
Absolutely.
not a movie.
100%.
I wouldn't mind seeing them as a TV series as well.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, plus with DC coming out with the new Suicide Squad and everything, you know, a part of that, you know, they have the movie screen on themselves. It depends if you ever go back to the movie theaters.
Yeah.
When this whole again it's over.
I think we will, hopefully. Movies in 2021. Make it happen.
Oh, I mean, theaters are technically open, at least in our area.
Yeah, they are.
They're highly limited seating, but they are open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know about my area, which is New Jersey, but you know, I don't look into this because I kind of really don't care.
Yeah.
Percent.
You're probably locked in a little bit more over there too.
But yeah, I'm sure they're probably open. Maybe. I don't know.
He's like, I've never looked. I've never been to a movie theater in my life.
Right.
What's a movie theater?
I don't know. Well, I think I just Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime TV. The list goes on.
Streaming is like the good thing to do. Like everybody just wants to sit at home right now, anyways.
It's easy enough.
Not everyone, but the vast majority of people want to stay at home and not risk their lives with this coronavirus.
That's probably the smart thing to do.
Good thing the shots are coming out.
Yeah.
Distributed.
Vaccinations. Well, anyways, before we get too deep on vaccinations, I think that we've covered just about everything that we can cover for this week's episode.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week with another podcast episode 2. What we think is going to happen in the second episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. We have a Snyder Cut video coming out before it airs of our top 5 favorite potential and things that are pretty much confirmed additions to the Snyder Cut. And we have a couple WandaVision videos coming out later in the week as well, hopefully. So you'll be able to watch those if they are available. I'll put them over here in the black spot over there. And if you haven't already, which you probably haven't since this is our first video, go ahead and give us a follow over on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Those are our @ on all 3 platforms. So if you just type those into the search bars over there, and we'll have links in our description. Please give us a follow because we'll be chatting and talking about all this stuff over there too, and you can join our conversations like this just on social media. Do you guys have anything else to add before we disappear?
No, I think we said it all.
I think so too.
Yeah, all we gotta do is, you know, wait for episode 1 to see what happens.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
All our predictions will be proven right. Come back next week. No, they won't. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to smash the like button and hit subscribe. And we will see you next week. Thank you. Peace, guys. Wave to the fans.
Yep.
Wave to all our fans. Bye. Woo!